one thing I wanted to speak to you about quick was Twitter in general, and just sort of how you find it having such a big platform, and whether you find it a bit of pressure. Do you get any like sort of abuse and pressure on it if you give certain opinions, or is it all quite nice?
Yeah, I stopped ever causing any controversy now.
Really?
I don't get into any arguments with anyone. I have done in the past. Like, it's not worth it for me.
No.
I just stay out of trouble now. It's not worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Because it does
get a bit stressful.
Yeah, definitely. I can imagine. And then I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to get into before we?
Well, I just wanted to know with the Twitter stuff on that vein. Like, do you, with growing a following and stuff, was that quite accidental for you, or was it fairly conscious?
No, it's pretty much accidental. This story comes up as well. So it's probably a couple of years ago. I just had like a viral video of me downing a pint, and it had like 1.6 million views. And I remember I was driving down to Devon to see my dad like that same day, and I remember turning up and I was like, oh my god, my phone is about to explode. So I just turned my phone off the weekend. I was like, Jesus, what? But that was only the start. I think I can't really say that's the reason now, Lila, because that was so long ago. But yeah, I don't know really. Just mad. I'm just so surprised. Sometimes I go and talk on Twitter and I forget that there's so many people that
so many people. I bet that would so be like us as well.
Yeah. And the last question that I've got for you is, do you have any tips for any new gurus like ourselves, or a couple of that Happy People Music? That's another good blog that's come up at the minute.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips and tricks for this sort of scene and Twitter and all that jazz?
Well, Gio that runs Happy People, she's doing brilliantly, like with her website and stuff. Yeah, so she's really good. I don't know. I think it's just like keeping everything current and just replying to people and just kind of just keeping in the loop, really. Oh. And what I don't like to do, a lot of people do it. So I think it is a good idea to like tag other accounts. The only reason I don't do it is because my notifications are so crazy that if I start tagging all my conversations, my mind is like, but it is nice if you can kind of get involved with other accounts that kind of do similar things and kind of just support each other that way.
Definitely. I found
you can always message me if you need anything retweeting or whatever. But yeah, I just think you can just enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Like enjoy what you're doing. Don't let it stress you out.
Definitely. Cool. I like that.
That is good. Oh, thank you very much. We have one little thing that we do at the end of every podcast where we shout out a band or two that are up and coming at the minute that we really enjoy. So what have you been listening to the last couple of weeks that you've really been loving?
Well, I'd like to do a shout out for a couple of bands that, can I do 3?
Yeah.
As many as you like.
As many as you want.
Oh, nice.
Just 3 bands that have recently blew my mind. So do you know Adam Frame?
Oh, the name sort of rings a bell.
So he's got a new band called The Cartoons. They're from Scotland.
Yes.
And they've got a single called Friend Like You. They're going to be amazing.
They're incredible. Really good this year. Yeah, we've had them in the playlist there.
Yeah, we have.
So good. A band called Joey's from Liverpool.
Nice.
Oh my God, you've got to check them out.
That's a new one.
Good. They're so good. Honest to God, they're so good. And then there's a band from Ireland. They're called the Florentinas.
Oh, okay.
I have heard of them. They are sick.
So good.
That. Okay.
They barely got any followers. Like it's like Joey's have got less than 100 followers. And if you listen to their 2 songs on Spotify, it's like they're the first band in ages that I'm like, wow, they are.
It's like that was
brilliant.
like the Echoes for us that are Liverpool based. They've got like no followers and such a small monthly listener basis, but we found them and they've got the self-titled EP they've got, and it blew my mind because they're like so good, but no one's heard them, and it really annoys me.
It's like,
I've done tweets about Joey's as well. I'm like, listen to this band. It gets like 2 likes. I'm like, for fuck's sake,
where is everyone?
Against the wall.
I know, it is so weird, and I guess that's the whole point, isn't it, of what we're doing. There's so many, and you listen to them, and you just go on it, and you just literally cannot believe it. But they'll get there.
I know that's why we love new music so much. People are like, why do you love like new music? I'm like, because it's absolutely brilliant. That's why. Like it's like a treasure trove, isn't it? Like every week, it's like finding little bits of treasure, and like no one else knows about it yet. That's what makes it so special. So you're kind of getting in there before they become really big. There's no doubt, like a lot of these bands that we will talk about will go on to the next stage and the next level.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I feel like I can feel a bit of I don't know whether it's because we're more in the industry now, but I could feel it kind of coming that the type of music that we listen to, it's on the up again. I feel like with
Definitely.
the like Idols and Sports Team and all that getting #1 albums, it's kind of, I think, starting to come back through.
Yeah, I feel it too. The revolution.
It is. The revolution will not be televised.
It is. I feel a new music revolution coming on. I just think, I think people still aren't really utilising like Spotify and things like that as they should. They kind of listen to the same old artists, and I'm like, just, if you listen to like an hour of music a day, that's why I put together these playlists and stuff. Like and I've got so many people onto like my playlist, and they're like, "Oh, this band are actually really good." I'm like, I don't just lie. I wouldn't just
exactly.
These bands are absolutely brilliant, but in actual fact, they're shit.
That's just terrible. It's just funny watching people listen to them, and you're like, they're not even any good. Definitely. I think especially for people who are fans of like Oasis and Stone Roses, but have never listened to, the Crooks, and you're like, what? Like, there's basically just a band that are like getting to that sort of quality that you've never heard of. Like, come on, get on it.
Exactly, like guitar anthems. I think like a lot of bands, they're bringing the guitar anthems back.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely, it's coming. It's coming,
baby. It's coming.
It is indeed. Joe, who's your artist for this week? What you got?
I wanted to talk about M60 quick.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard of them, because they released Ashtray like a week ago now. Yeah. And that I listened to a few of their songs before, and I was like, they're really good, and had them in a few
mega
days. And then that Ashtray song came, and I was like, oh, they've taken it to like a different level with that release. And all the artwork looked really sick, and they pushed it really well, and it's doing really well, but it definitely could get more. So Ashtray by M60 is one I'd like to shout out.
Cool. I've got two.
Oh, bloody
I've got two. I'm going to treat myself.
God.
I've got the first one that I found was Small Print, all one word. They've got a track called More Than Friends, which is very sick, very similar to the Novax track that I put into the playlist a few weeks ago, and it's very similar to that. It's got that Catfish in the Bottom and feel, but with a different twang to it. It's nice. It's nice, and they're good. They're really sick. I think it actually might be their only single. So I think they've got real potential. And the other one is the Red Stains, and they're a female punk band that we put there. They were our track for the night a couple of weeks ago on the radio, and they've got a track called Freezer Jesus, and they take on so many powerful kind of like things going on, like religion, misogyny, and things like that all going on. They kind of take it all on in this song, and I think it's
wild.
Unreal.
I've not heard of either. I'll have to check those both out.
Yeah, the Red Stains, they're very punky. It's a very punk theme. So have you ever heard of Panic Shack? Oh, Panic Shack. Get Panic Shack or another one.
You have to send me a list.
I will,
tonight.
And it's on a bit of a like female fronted punk band revolution, aren't you? You're like spearheading this.
I love
them. They are unreal, some of these bands.
You have to check out that band that I mentioned earlier, Blood Red Shoes. You'll like them.
The
singer of Blood Red Shoes. She's amazing. She's so cool.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. The female punk scene, I just feel like it's a genre that there's never been like a really, really big female punk band, like proper, like the to the tops sort of job. And I feel like there needs to be one soon, because there's some mega bands coming out with music.
Saint Etienne, is that what they're called? Saint Etienne, they're really good.
Yeah, they are good. I love it. I think that's my favorite genre at the minute. That, and also like early 2000s American style.
Yeah, again, it's a bit
like garage punk sort of stuff, punk pop.
Nice.
I love stuff like that at the minute. That's my favorite.